All right, I was not initially going to do this story. So many of you wrote to me about it that I'm going to do it, but I want to again mention that there's a lot going on right now with Ron DeSantis. His wife is in cancer treatment, and I just want to be careful with this story. The backstory on this is that Ron DeSantis, the Republican Florida governor who maybe mismanaged COVID more than any other governor in the country, at least up there in the top five, basically went missing publicly for 2 weeks. On December 17th, a bagel place in Ocala, Florida, posted a picture of DeSantis being there. DeSantis was then missing from the public for 13 days. On December 30th, posted a picture from that same bagel place, the same picture saying, go get bagels. But at that point, we knew that picture was almost 2 weeks old. So it didn't really allay concerns about where is he. And the speculation was, did he have COVID and he had to go out of the public eye for some period of time because he didn't want to publicly admit that he had COVID? It was speculative without a doubt. Then it was stated, no, 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 no. Ron DeSantis was busy going to his wife's cancer treatment, completely legitimate, except the statement was that that was only on December 29th. It doesn't really explain his 12 days of absence dating back to December 17th. On New Year's Eve, DeSantis surfaced at a big concert with his wife, who, again, is immunocompromised. She's undergoing cancer treatment, no masks, very, very dangerous thing to do. And the speculation continued to be, was DeSantis hiding COVID for that period of time? A video has now been released from yesterday in which Ron DeSantis, something is very wrong with Ron DeSantis. His voice is quivering. He's out of breath. He's struggling to breathe, kind of like Trump remember when Trump left the hospital with COVID and he defiantly took off his mask. And then you could see Trump really, really struggling to breathe. It's a similar thing with DeSantis, but at the same time, he kind of seems almost in tears. And maybe there was a setback with his wife's treatment. So let's take a look at it. And I don't know what's going on. This could be the additional evidence that he's been hiding COVID. Could be that his wife had a bad treatment day or a setback. I don't know, but let's take a look and let's take a listen.
By Dane Eagle, who's our Florida DEO secretary. We also have Chancellor Henry Mack from the Florida Department of Education.
So this part is more COVID-like, which is when you speak. Speaking is more effort than people might realize. And a lot of times with COVID, it's this having to really labor each breath to keep speaking. So far. Later, it seems more like he's almost crying.
Brad Ferguson, Senior VP and General Manager, Skywater, Florida, and Dale Miller, Site Director, Skywater, Florida, as well as Representative Fred Hawkins. Manufacturing is something that we need to do.
And you can hear that breath. Is the multiple short breaths to try to keep up with the oxygen he needs.
Better job of. And we've worked really hard in Florida to have more opportunities with vocational education. We have expanded our manufacturing footprint in the state of Florida, and we want to continue to be able to do that as we go forward.
So now is where it starts shifting into, it's not just the trouble breathing. He starts to sound on the verge of tears.
Semiconductors are a huge issue. If you look at how the supply chain works, we are overly dependent on foreign nations, including Taiwan, which is a good ally of ours, but which is one that is under really serious pressure from the Communist Party of China. And so we have an opportunity to do more here in the United States. And I think the more we can do manufacturing of semiconductors here, the better off we'll be. So today, I'm proud to be awarding $6 million to build infrastructure that will connect southern Osceola County to the emerging Neo City Technology District. This district is already home to 6 companies, including Skywater Technology, a U.S.-owned and operated semiconductor foundry. While this award will support nearly 5,400 jobs, Osceola County officials estimate that this could lead to tens of thousands of jobs once it's fully developed as Osceola County continues to grow. I'm also awarding Valencia College with $3.7 million to create new programs that focus on workforce training for chip and semiconductor industries. Through this program, students will be able to be certified in operating, repairing, and designing the robots that are used to create semiconductors in just 14 weeks. Valencia estimates that in the first 2 years, 120 people will be able to graduate and immediately find work at the Neo City Technology District.
All right. So listen, I mean, I want to be careful with this. His wife has cancer. It would be logical to be crying if her treatment weren't going well, but we don't know what this is. Certainly, you know, the backstory, he's missing 2 weeks, posts a picture that's 2 weeks old to show that he's actually out there. Says he was accompanying his wife to cancer treatment, but that apparently was only on one day, 12 days in, and then reappears using accessory muscles to breathe and taking these short gasping breaths and just having it's all weird. It's all really weird. And it reminds me of Trump on the White House balcony after taking off the mask and breathing like that. And we know why we know, you know, what the reason was for Trump doing that. So are we ever going to get the truth? I don't know. Is it reasonable to think that DeSantis would hide COVID if that's what he had? Yes, absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. And there was the idea of hiding Trump's COVID as well. And it became impossible. It's not going to be possible once the facts became known of how serious it was, once the reality sort of set in. But absolutely, DeSantis would hide COVID. Is that what this is? I don't really know. One of our sponsors is Cometeer Coffee, the world's first frozen coffee. I've been very impressed with the coffee I've had from Cometeer. Cometeer sources their beans from some of the world's best locally owned specialty roasters. And the Cometeer team has developed their own way of protecting the freshness and aroma of the coffee by taking its concentrated liquid form and flash freezing it so it keeps those original flavors and nuances. Cometeer comes to you frozen. You just add hot water, or for iced coffee, you just melt it. You can use it to make a ton of different hot and cold coffee drinks. The way they lock in the flavor like this, you really can taste it. It tastes fresh. I've been getting a ton of enjoyment out of Cometeer. They've got a great variety of coffees. It's delicious. The way you make it is super convenient. And you'll get $20 off when you go to cometeer.com/Pacman. The link is underneath this video.